Hey folks, this is Susie Meadows. Welcome. Looks like we are live. This is Monday, January 4th, 2021. And I'm going to go ahead and look on my iPad and see if we are broadcasting on the iPad here. So I hope you're doing well. It's gorgeous outside. Well, hey Susan, glad you're here from Florida. I bet Florida's a little bit warmer than it is here in Indiana. We're about 40 degrees, but it's sunny today. That's huge. Because it isn't always sunny. In fact, I think they're talking like today's going to be the last sunny day till maybe Saturday. And I know for some folks that's a challenge, not seeing the sun. Well, great. Good. We are on. Good. Well, thank you for joining me. We'll go ahead and get going. Like I said, Monday, this is my normal Facebook Live on Monday. I've been doing some extra things lately, getting ready for celebration and the new catalog coming out. But it is Monday, January 4th, 2021. And I'm Susie Meadows. I'm an independent demonstrator, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central Indiana. And you will know this is live if you see the red box up in the corner that says live. Otherwise, you're watching the replay, which is all dandy. All good with that. I'm glad you're watching. I've really appreciated the support of folks watching as I do this. This is a new venture, working things online because can't meet face-to-face in the local libraries for the classes face-to-face. But okay, like I said, I've been doing a preview of Celebration. If you aren't sure what Celebration is, that is an opportunity. It starts tomorrow, but it's an opportunity where you purchase $50 and you have a chance to get some free goodies. And I have been showing and featuring several of those free goodies. And so I'm trying to make sure it makes sense which ones are starting tomorrow and which ones that have, been available for a while. But I think, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. So hang on just a minute while I do that. There we go. And we'll shed a little light on the subject here. See if we can get it a little bit better. It looks like it's still a little dark. So, but there we go. Okay. Yep. It looks like it's working. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, good deal. Like I said, we've been talking about the celebration, which starts January 5th, which is tomorrow, and goes till February 28th. And those of you that know Stampin' Up!, it's historically 3 months that we do this. But this is only 2 months this time, because we're going to have a chance to do this again in July and August. So that's going to be fun. And this is the mini catalog that is going live, also January 5th. But this actually goes until the end of June. So there's some opportunities to get this. And I have it taped because I can't open it yet. But there are 90-some pages of goodies in this. So fun times. But I think what I'll do is just do a real quick review of what we've been looking at through this preview. This is the 4th in the series. And thank you for those. A Touch of Ink was the one we started out with. And we did this card where we actually started very basic and simple. And then we bumped it up to this. So, and this is a opportunity free. A Touch of Ink but this one is a $100 order. So that was one of them we did. And then we did Sweet Strawberry. I really like this. This reminds me of June. I love our strawberries here. The card I actually showed, we created together was this one. And we did the 2-step stamping and added some pretty bling. And then there's a chance where you can get a coordinating stamp set, Berry Blessings. And it also has paper. And this designer series paper, which is, yes, I know. Susan, you've been watching. I appreciate you being faithful watching. So But yes, so this paper was an opportunity, and so is the blueberries, and so are the raspberries. So we did that with the sweet strawberry. And then we went with Snailed It. And this was a fun one. When I first looked at that, there's just something about it that I really liked, even though when I looked at it, I thought of SpongeBob, to be quite honest. And, but there was just something about it that I really liked. And what we actually did, I think I have it in here. Oh, yes, I do. We made these little envelopes. We used the dies, which is this one here, and we made the little envelopes there. I thought that was a little bit different than doing a card every time. But I did want to show you some of the cards that we also did created. There you go. This was a simple card where we just stamped paper, stamps, and ink, the basics. And then now this one is actually just where I have fussy cut out from the paper. And yes, I understand about being on the fence of whether to get things or not. So, but this, I just cut the paper out and put it in a nice frame there. And this is the other side of the paper. And this was where I actually stamped and did blends. And it was a birthday. And just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. And we're going to look at this stamp set again. This is part of the January, we call it the mini catalog, the J to J catalog. So, yep. So that was one. And then this one here, I did a little bit of watercoloring. And I added, let me see, brick and mortar embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that, but that's one we did there. And then I wanted to show you Punch It. We went into that. And I used this card to transition because this paper is, yes, you are correct. Happy Thoughts is Jackie Bolheis's stamp set. Yes, good point. And but this paper is this part of the snail suite. And but these here are the part of Punch Party. And this is a chance where if you get a group together and you spend $300, you can get this as a free set. And thank you for the, that's cute Bravo card, isn't it? So, but this uses punches. That's why it's called Punch Party. And we did the rectangular postage, we did the oval, and we did the heart. And we're going to use the heart punch again today on the project that I'm going to make. So, in fact, I think let's go ahead and get that going. Let me get everything off to the side. You know how it is, moving everything. Let me pull everything over. We are going to use this punch pack. And I'm still moving things a little bit here. And we're going to, today I'm going to look at the papers a little more. These papers are Field and Flower and Field. Once again, they're 12 by 12 inch papers, and they're double-sided. And I'll show you some of the projects that I have used with this paper. I have not used that one yet, and I want to. And I've not used the green, but there's some really pretty papers here. Nice and bright. So perfect for Indiana winters that can get a little cloudy, I guess you could say. Now we're going to use, besides the punches, we're going to use this particular stamp set that is in the mini catalog. And Handmade for You. When I looked at this, I grabbed it. And Crafters Gonna Craft. That was one that I loved. Stitched with Love. I don't sew, but to me that is just so appealing, seeing that form. But we're going to make a project with this. And we're going to use the Crafters Gonna Craft. So first thing we're going to do, I've got to unload everything. Here's the stamp. And got to get everything out of here, out of my container. Let me see. First thing is we are going to, I like these punches because they build on each other. This is the background, and you can actually stamp your sentiment on this one. And so I'm going to punch first. When I stamp with a punch like this, I really like to punch it first. Some people like to stamp it and then punch it, but I don't always get the orientation correct when I'm stamping. So I'm just going to put that in there. Okay, there is that, our heart, and this is going to be our pretty background. Maybe. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to stamp. Crafter is going to craft. Get my black ink out. And scoot it down just a little bit so I can see better. Straight down and up. There we go. Crafter's gonna craft. Okay, set that aside a little bit. Now we're gonna put our card together. I'm using a white, I like using the thick white for my card bases. I think it just holds up really well. And I am going to use some of that flower and field paper. This really appeals to me. And so I'm using this side rather than the yellow. That's probably Bumblebee, now that I think about it, is the yellow. But it's pretty. Putting just a little bit of glue on there. And make sure it's open in the right way. Yep. And I'm just going to center this. There we go. Now, I have already, from the Tasteful Label dies, I have already die cut this out. I've got, I've got the mini boss, and that's what I cut it out on. But what I found is it shakes the table so bad. So lots of times when I use my embossing, because this is not, in fact, look. All I have to do is touch this and it moves. This was a freebie desk and it's working fine, but it doesn't have a lot of support. So we are going to go ahead. I'm going to pop my heart up, my sentiment up with some dimensionals. And just take the releases off, get them out of the way. And then I'm going to center it as much as I can. I think that looks good. And I think what I'm going to do is put that right there. So I will go ahead. This I'm not going to pop it up. It's just going to go straight down. But I do want it centered. So get my fingers out of the way. I think that looks like it's centered pretty good right there. Yep. Now I could put it down here or up here. I think I want it like right there. So I am going to, I love the way, in fact, that's the colors are one thing that really attracted me to Stampin' Up. I love the fact that they coordinate their colors. You know, if you have a yellow here, it will match with their other yellows. And I love that. So that way I don't have to figure things out. Some people probably enjoy the challenge of figuring out colors. I don't. So I'm going to tie a bow. Flowers for every season is what I'm going to use. So just tying a bow here. Nothing fancy about a bow. You just tie it and see it looks a little funky, so you have to tweak it just a little bit. Okay, I think I want that tweaked a little more. Yep, looks good to me. And then I want to cut the tails. I want this tail cut. Okay. Now, I like putting my ribbon on with glue dots, the mini glue dots. And if it's small ribbon, I will roll this mini glue dot to a log. But this is not small. This has a good bit of surface. And so I'm just going to put that right there. Lovely. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I think we need to add some bling. So I'm going to use the Elegant Faceted Gems. And as you can see, there's clear. There are, I think that's either Blushing Bride or Petal Pink. I think it's Blushing Bride. And then you sort of got like cream. And I think I want to go with the frosted just a little bit. So I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool. And you can use this end, the pointy end, or you can use the gummy end. But I think I'm going to, I don't know where I want to put these. I'm going to put a big one there. Doesn't show up near as much. So let's see. Can I move that without it showing? Look at that. It didn't show. You know, it's really going to show on the black. And it will show here also. So I think I'm going to go that way. I think they say do it in odd numbers. And so I'm winging it here. I have no idea where I'm going to put these. So I've got a third one. I could put it there, or I could put it over here, here. They don't show up very good there, so I could put it down here. You know, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to put it down here. There we go. I don't know if that's the spot, but that's just where it's going. So, there we go. That is our card. Isn't that cute? And I know several crafters that will like this card. You could use this as an invitation if you wanted, probably, or just a card just checking in on folks, especially since we can't see, you know, folks face to face. So, so I think this is the one that I originally started with. This was, and this is from the same paper. This is some of that free Flower and Field paper. And I love the Misty Moonlight and the Just Jade. But I want to try this other color and see what it looked like. So I sort of like those. Yep. I like those. Well, let me get some things out of the way. Once again, this is the Homemade for You stamp set. And I wanted to show you one other that I made using this paper. And this is using the Stitched with Love, pardon me, and that dress form there. And some pretty of the ribbon. And once again, that paper is all part of the Flower and Field. So those three are all with the Flower and Field paper. Love it, love it, love it. So let me scoot things over here and show some other things that I made. Staying with the punches. I don't know if you have the medium or the large daisy punch, but I have really enjoyed using these. And let me scoop my cards over. Get them out of the way here. There we go. This is one that I made using both of these punches. And this paper is the Flower and Field. And I just made my daisies to I tried to make them look like that. And this black paper is called True Love, and it is in the mini catalog. And it's actually part of the Valentine's. On the other side of it's a whole bunch of flowers. Really pretty. So that was staying with punches, one of the things I went with. And this last card using the paper, this is once again part of that Flower and Field paper. And it was so pretty, the flowers, I thought it needed a frame. And these are the ornate borders, maybe? Let me see. They're the ornate dies. And I just really like that frame. And then I ran the card base through the subtle embossing folder. And once again, this is Jackie's stamp set. I love that stamp set. And along with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring that over. Because Jackie's Happy Thoughts are next. I love, this is her, as a demonstrator, if you have sales of $1 million, you get an opportunity to work with the Stampin' Up! Folks and come up with a stamp set. And this is the one that she came up with. And I love this. I love the sentiments. Because you add it with a little bit of designer series paper and you have a card. It is lovely. I see you like it too, Susan. So I have used this quite a bit. And with this card, I wanted to show you just a couple of them that I've used. And this is using a different paper. This is I got to flip it over here. It's the paper blooms. I don't know if you've seen this paper, but this is, once again, free for $50. So because I love flowers. And so here you have a lot of your pinks, blues, and navies. And so once again, 12 by 12, double-sided, some really pretty papers here. So I want to show you a few cards that I made with that. And with Jackie's set, stamp set. And one of them is just using the Designer Series paper that's free. And I want to use the medium Shasta daisies. So, and then I colored that pearl with blends. And then another one is this, and I use layering circle dies. And I cut out the DSP, the Designer Series paper, so you could see the Rococo Rose. And that was her sentiment, thinking of you. So those were some fun ones. Now, as I look at paper or any of the products, I like to see, does it match with anything else we've got? And that paper actually goes along, I feel, goes along with Lovely You. This is in the annual catalog. And I think these flowers look very similar to this one. I think the greenery looks very similar to this. And let me see. Oh, those little flowers. I think, hey, Marilyn, glad you could join me. Those flowers look very similar to this and to this. So I thought it was really neat to use some of that free paper with some of the stamp sets I already have. And so this is the one that I made. So using that Designer Series paper, and here I just stamped on the old olive and added some navy. And then on the inside was the sentiment, miles apart, but still in my heart. So like I said, I always try to challenge myself of, with new products, what can I use that I already have? And this was one of them. And this probably has been a couple weeks ago. I think I did a series of videos on Massive Thanks. I really like this stamp set because this sentiment here, this isn't just a thank you card. It's a hug with a fold in the middle. I love that. And then this sentiment. I usually just send a text, but this calls for a card. I love that one. And that's also in the annual catalog. But this is a card I used using that free Flower and Field paper. And this, I think you probably call it a fun fold, maybe. But because this is just, just a card base, just one single layer. And these are this, let me see, So Sweetly Stitched dies. And I've used 2 of them. And so here, this isn't just a card, just a thank you card, but it's a hug with a fold in the middle. And here I just fussy cut out from the paper. And I put those here so I can just tuck that down there. So there we go. So I thought that was a really neat use of that Designer Series paper. So I think I've been talking a mile a minute. I need to get a drink here. There we go. Let's see if there's a couple last things that I wanted to show. And I showed this last time, that this is the Mini Boss. It's actually the Mini Stamp and Cut embossing machine. And this is available tomorrow. So, and I've used it a couple different times, but I wanted to let you know that I have a special. This, if you are interested in this, if you order it online using this host code, as a thank you, I will send you 2 embossing folders. And here's an example of the embossing folders. There's 4 different sets. There's 3 in the annual catalog, and there's 1 in the holiday catalog. And you get to choose whichever ones you want. But these are the greenery embossing folders. And this could be an example of one. And I've used that on a card. So this is a special, and it's starting tomorrow when you can order the Mini Boss, this gorgeous thing. And you can order it online. And I will catch up with you after I see your order with this host code. And I will find out which embossing folders you want. And then, so you don't order the embossing folders, I do for you. And if you remember, you know, during celebration, $50 you get free goodies. This is $60. So you are right in the running for free goodies right then. So that's a special that's going on with the mini boss. It's going from tomorrow until the 15th. So keep that in mind if that's something you're interested in. And the last thing I wanted to just mention, if your wish list is getting huge, you might consider, you know, your best deal would be to join me with Stampin' Up! And be part of the Snazzy Crafters. That's my team. And one of the really nice things is, for $99, you get $125 of product free, whatever you want. And then you don't have to order another thing if you don't want to. And but as soon as you place this order, this $99, you will get free paper. You get 200 sheets of free paper. And this is what's going to be in the next annual catalog. So you get all of this free, plus whatever $125 of goodies you want. And then your next order, you immediately start saving 20%. And so you can order, and then, but let's say you decide you don't want to. Well, that's fine. Then let me see, it would be January, February, March, April, May, June. Then July, you would go back to paying full price. They don't Stampin' Up! There's not police that come and get the goodies from you. So just keep that in mind. Holler if you're interested in that. So, folks, I really appreciate you joining me and supporting me through these extra efforts of doing these Facebook Lives. And remember, all these goodies go on sale tomorrow. Just showing you, this is what we made today. And I had made that earlier. And I don't know, here's another one. Oh, where do I put it? And So Grateful was another. So thank you very much. I don't see any questions, but I appreciate you guys joining me. And the next Facebook Live will be on Monday, January 11th. It will probably be a little bit shorter because I won't be previewing as much stuff. And but once again, thank you much. If you don't have a demonstrator, let me know. And it's been great seeing you. Great seeing your comments, Susan and Marilyn. I appreciate you watching. So you guys take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.